Hello, knowledge seekers. Welcome to Remedial Tutorial Academy. In this video, we're going to multiply complex numbers. So what is 7i multiplied by 8i? What does that equal to? First, make sure you know that I is equal to the square root of -1 and I squared is equal to -1. So those are some important things to know. 7 times 8 is 56. I times I, well, that's equal to I squared, and I squared is -1. So this is 56 times -1, which is -56, and so that's the answer. Try this example. -4i multiplied by -3i. So -4 times -3, that's positive 12. I times I is I squared, and we know I squared is -1. So this is equal to -12. Now what about 5i multiplied to 3 plus 4i? Go ahead and simplify this expression. So 5i times 3, that's 15i, and then 5i times 4i, that's positive 20i squared. And we know I squared is -1, so 20 times -1 is -20. Now let's write it in standard form. That's a plus bi form. So this is the answer. So we can see that a is equal to -20 and b is the number in front of I, that's 15. Try this one. What is the square root of -6 times the square root of -30? So the square root of -6 is the square root of 6 times the square root of -1. The square root of -30 is root 6 times root 5 times -1. 6 times 5 times -1 is -30. Now the square root of -1 is I. The square root of 6 times the square root of 6, that's the square root of 36, which is equal to 6. So we have 6 root 5i times I is I squared, and I squared is -1, so the final answer is -6 root 5. Let's try one more example. What's the square root of -25 times the square root of -9? So this is the square root of 25 times the square root of -1, and the square root of -9 is 9 times -1. The square root of 25 is 5, the square root of -1 is I, and then the square root of 9 is 3. So here we have 3i. 5 times 3 is 15. I times I is I squared, so this is going to be 15 times -1. So the final answer is -15. And so that's it for that problem. Go ahead and multiply 3 plus 4i times 5 minus 2i. So in this example, we need to FOIL. 3 times 5, that's 15. Next we have 3 times -2i, and that's going to be -6i. And then 4i times 5, that's positive 20i. And then we have 4i times -2i, which is -8i squared. So it's always good to double check your work just to make sure everything is correct. Now let's combine like terms. -6i plus 20i, which is like 20 minus 6. That's positive 14i, and I squared is -1. So -8 times -1 is positive 8. And now we can add 15 plus
8, and that's 23. So 23 plus 14i. That's the solution to this problem. Here's the next one. What is 6 plus 4i multiplied by 6 minus 4i? These two are conjugates of each other. Whenever you multiply a complex number by its conjugate, the middle terms will cancel. 6 times 6 is 36, and 6 times -4i is -24i. 4i times 6, that's positive 24i. And finally, 4i times -4i is -16i squared. -24 plus 24 add up to 0. And -16i squared is positive 16. So 36 plus 16 is 52. So when you multiply a complex number by its conjugate, you're going to get a real number. The imaginary numbers will disappear. Go ahead and expand 2 plus 3i squared. So first we need to rewrite it. This is equivalent to 2 plus 3i times 2 plus 3i. So we need to FOIL. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. And then 2 times 3i, that's positive 6i. And then 3i times 2, that's positive 6i as well. And then the last one, 3i times 3i is 9i squared. Now let's combine the two middle terms. So 6i plus 6i, that's equal to positive 12i. 9i squared, that's negative 9, and 4 minus 9 is negative 5. So the answer is negative 5 plus 12i. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment down below what other topics you'd like for me to review. I upload new videos every day. Don't forget to subscribe and share for your friends and classmates. See you next time.